I'll just address it head on, and then we can get to the soccer questions. Obviously, a lot of news recently. I stand by the comments that I made about not wanting to go to the White House, with the exception of the expletive. My mom will be very upset about that. But I think obviously entering with a lot of passion, considering how much time and effort and pride we take in the platform that we have, and using it for good and for leaving the game in a better place and hopefully the world in a better place. I don't think that I would want to go, and I would encourage my teammates to think hard about lending that platform or having that co-opted by an administration that doesn't feel the same way and doesn't fight for the same things that we fight for. So I'll just leave it at that, and I'm not interested in answering any of those questions. We can get to the real reason we're here, which is a huge game.
It's been 3 years since the U.S. has beaten France, and it's been a couple games since then. There were 2 losses and a tie. What do you think has changed about France, if anything? Does those 3 games, since they were all friendlies, matter? And in particular, in terms of France changing, when Amandine Henry was over in the NWSL, do you think that added a little something to her game that may have made an impact?
I mean, I think everything matters, obviously. The whole journey matters. And, from where we were 4 years ago and from where France was 4 years ago, I think both of us are much stronger teams. I think just the women's game in general has grown tremendously. And I guess the task for each team is to try to be the team that is growing as fast as the game is and keeping up on that, and even being the one that's pushing the game forward. So I think France has done a really good job of that. Obviously, they have a very competitive league at home, and are playing in some of the biggest games in their club season that they can. In terms of Amandine, obviously, I think it speaks a lot to her mentality and her quality as a player, and just a kind of different mentality, I guess, to be able to even just want or have that motivation to leave a club like Lyon. It's obviously very a great club, incredible level that they play at. But, for the French players to have, one of the best clubs in the world right in their backyard, it's hard to leave that. So I think it speaks to her desire as a player to continue to grow and get better. And I think it's made her a more complete player.
The other night, when you're asked about this matchup, USA-France, the word exuberance was what I would use to describe your reply. Based on what's happened in the last few days, do you still feel exuberance for this game?
Oh, definitely. I think it's only built. I think, just hearing, I think it's sold out already, and the secondhand market for the tickets are wild, and just getting closer to the game as well, starting to break them down. I'm sure they're feeling the same thing. Looking at this match, what it means not only for the tournament, it's a huge game and a chance to, get into the medal rounds, but a chance to play the host nation in a World Cup. This is, for me, it's like these are why you play all these friendlies 1,000 times and are training on your own for hours and hours and grind through the rest of it so you can get to these moments. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a great stage for both teams who have had a lot of pressure and a lot of eyes on them to really just go out and perform and enjoy themselves. I think I was already popular in France before this, right? Come on. Played here. They try not to like me, but I think they do. No, I'm not worried about destabilizing the dressing room. I think we have an incredibly strong dressing room. We're very open with each other. Obviously, everyone knows who I am. But it's, I'm not, I didn't make the comments at a press conference here. They were made months ago and just kind of resurfacing. So I think if anything, it just fires everybody up a little bit more. I don't know if there's anything missing. I think a lot of the games were obviously very close. Look back at the Japan game. Maybe like 2 inches were missing for them on a number of occasions. I think obviously the European sides, have done very well and are getting stronger and stronger in this tournament. I don't know if that sense, kind of signals a global shift or a continental shift in the quality of soccer. Maybe just the way it shook out this time. I think they're new to the World Cup, but they're not young players. And I think we try to keep them to that as well. They might be sort of newish, but, they've been playing in the league. Lindsey played overseas. Sam has championships under her belt. Rose hasn't been on the best of teams, so she's getting there in the NWSL. But they're just fantastic players. They just haven't had the opportunity to be on the stage yet, and this is just their first time. I had no doubt of any of them that they were ready, and just how they've reacted throughout the tournament, how they've grown within the tournament, how they're learning kind of each game, all of them so eager to learn and be, the biggest players that they can be for the team, I think is really cool. You do kind of see, like, right before your very eyes, the next generation sort of sweeping it up, which is amazing. Really, they're filling, the shoes that we need them to, and more so. So personally, I feel like there's a lot more in the tournament for all three of them. I think there's a lot more room for them to grow, and as the games become bigger, it always demands more out of you. So I'm excited for them for these next, at least for this next match, to see, what more comes out of them and the big performance they can put on the field.